Hi guys, it's Amy with A2Z Stamping, and today I'm going to make a card using the Floral Phrases Stamp Set. This is a stamp set. I don't use this one too often, but it has really pretty sentiments. It says, wedding wishes for all the thoughtful things you do. Congratulations. May your love grow stronger, deeper, and more beautiful with every passing year. And then a special note of thanks to you. Then there's this pretty flower here and this pretty rose. And then there's some coordinating Thinlits called the Detailed Floral Thinlit dies, which are just these 3 pieces here. So I'm going to be using this today to make a card using this set. Okay, so let's do our stamping first, and I'm actually only going to stamp this right here, for all the thoughtful things you do. And I'm going to stamp that. Let's see, I need to grab a block in Flirty Flamingo ink. Okay. Ink that up. I'm just going to stamp that right here. All right, and let me grab out my scrub, clean that off. Okay, put this away. That is all we're going to stamp for this card. All right, and then I'm going to grab out my Big Shot, and we're going to cut a few things out with the Big Shot. Okay, so let me grab that here. Okay, you see my cutting plates here are all scratched up, well loved. That's totally fine. They still work great. Mine are starting to get a bit warped. Can you see that? So I'm probably, just because of my personality, I'm going to replace them soon. I usually always have an extra set around just in case. But really, these still have a ton of life left in them, so we'll see if I can just stand it. I just don't like things looking messy, which is why I would probably start to change them. So I have my Big Shot platform, the thin die adapter, and the bottom plate. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I'm actually going to cut out the words here for all the thoughtful things you do. And for that, I'm using the layering oval framelits right here, the layering ovals. Got mine right here. So it comes with the regular ovals and the scalloped ovals. And I'm going to be cutting this out with a regular oval, and then I'm also going to be cutting out a scalloped one in Flirty Flamingo to mount it. Okay, so again, just put your top plate and run it through. Okay, simple. So these are done, so I can pull all these off. Everything just pops right out, and I want to put my ovals back just so I don't lose them. I think I told you the story last time I used these in a video, how I dropped one when I was away from home, and luckily my friend saw it before we walked out the door, because I would have lost it, and I would have been so sad. All right. The other thing I want to cut out is I want to use these Detailed Floral Thinlit dies, and I'm actually going to use this one right here. So I need this big piece, and this little piece right here is what makes it, what cuts it apart. If you don't use this piece, then it stays. This piece wouldn't come apart from the card, but if you add this, then it cuts it out. And if that didn't make any sense to you, I'll try to explain it when I do it. So I have just a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and I'm going to lay this across the bottom. And actually, maybe I will tell you the width of this, because I was intentional on the width. This is 4 inches across, what I thought, because I want it to mount onto my card base, and I wanted it to be the right width. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this right here at the bottom. So see how it lines up exactly. If I can line it up on here. Here we go. All right. So line that up, and then now, like I said, if I left it on there, when I ran this through, this part that cuts out all this intricate detail would still be attached to this top part, which is really cool for certain projects, but I want it cut apart. So then you need to use this piece, which fits perfectly on here. So it just slides right in there and fits on there just perfect. And we'll put the top plate, and I'm just going to run this through. Okay, and I'm just going to run it back since it has lots of intricate details. There we go. All right, and see, it's cut apart. So that did its job. And then for this piece, let me move my Big Shot out of the way. I'm going to grab my die brush And I'm just gonna lay this right on here and run my brush right over the top. And this doesn't hurt it at all, but it'll help to pop it out of there. Okay, see that? It's getting all those little pieces out, and it starts to come apart. Let's see, I gotta do some more right here. Because I don't want to tug too much on it because I don't want it to tear at all. So I use that. Looks like we're still connected. Are we still? There we go. Okay, and then there's still some pieces in there. I'm just gonna toss all that into my trash, and I can still run this over if I want. Or for the rest of the little pieces, I can take my paper piercer and just kind of poke the rest of the pieces through. This one has a lot of little, which is probably why it's called the Detailed. Is that what it's called? Detailed Floral Thinlits. It is, as you can see, very detailed. But these all pop right out with the paper piercer. And you could have paper pierced the whole thing. Just takes a long time. It's a lot faster to use a die brush. All right, so that's all the pieces there. Okay, isn't that so pretty? You see that? Okay, so let's put this away. As for the rest of the pieces in this, I can take the time to poke them through. That's why there's so many holes. All these holes, see how they're flying out of there? That's how you poke this stuff out. But I'll deal with this later. I'm not too worried about it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put these back in here. Okay, trying to get rid of my scraps here. All right, and now I can put my card together. So I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5. And we're just gonna fold this in half here. I think a lot of people own this Detailed Floral die, but they forget and they don't use it very much. It was pretty popular last year because I think it was new in the catalog. In fact, it was part of a suite. So it was new, I'm pretty sure. Okay, my card's gonna open this way. Give that a nice crisp fold. Okay, and this is actually gonna go down here like this. Isn't that so pretty? But before I stick that on, I'm gonna grab this piece right here. So this cardstock is from this, it's called Sweet Soiree. Hold on, let me look, guys. I want to give you the correct name of this set. Okay, what are you called? I will find, yep, the Sweet Soiree suite. It's in the 2018 catalog. Isn't that paper so pretty? Can you guys see? It's got silver foil in there. The other side is this Flirty Flamingo, but this is stunning. Okay, so I want to, let's see. I'm going to take a, let me see how they fit on here. This is actually going to go up on the top. All right, and this is going to go on the bottom, so they will overlap a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some snail adhesive, and I'm just going to go straight across the bottom. And I want to line it up. I'm not putting it on my card quite yet, but I want to make sure I have it lined up exactly where I want it. Okay. And just to adhere this on. Okay, there we go. So it's nice and straight. Oops, I did all that work and then just popped it right off. Okay, try that one more time. Okay. Then I have some shimmer ribbon here. So this is the powder pink shimmer ribbon. And this matches this designer series paper perfectly because it's got Flirty Flamingo in there and powder pink. And I'm just going to cut a piece. And wrap it around the front to sort of cover that seam. And it's going to stick to the adhesive that I already have there. But now I can add some more adhesive here. Okay, and while I have this upside down, I'm actually going to grab my multi-purpose glue. Open up the skinny end. And I'm just going to make sure it's coming out. There we go. I'm just going to give this a little bit of help. I'm just going to add, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to add some in here for reinforcement because I don't want to stick my snail on here because that'll show through. So I'm just going to add some of this. That's why I love that there's a fine end and then there's the other end is a wide end. This really is multi-purpose glue. It's awesome. It really works for everything. I use it all the time, even for non-craft projects when I need a good glue for something. Okay, and you could also use your fine tip glue pen if you have that. Okay, so it looks like, oh, there's a piece there. Now it's gonna drive me crazy. There's a little piece there sticking out. Come on. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I got most of it. Close that back up. Okay, and then I can put adhesive on the rest of this piece. Okay, and this is gonna go right onto my card front. Right like so. Press that flat. Pretty. Okay, then we're going to put our adhesive on here. Mount these for all the thoughtful things you do. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna actually stick a couple of dimensionals on the back of this one. Okay. I have a new box that arrived of Stampin' Up! Stuff. I needed some new supplies. I was out of thick Whisper White cardstock, and I was out of rich raspberry cardstock, and several other things like that. And so I placed an order, and the box is sitting. I haven't even opened it yet. I need to do that because there's things in it that I need. Okay. And we're going to put that right there. And that is my card. Isn't that so pretty? For all the thoughtful things you do. And doesn't that look impressive? It looks like it was a ton of work. Look at that shine on that paper. So cute. And here's one I designed earlier. So see, they're basically the same. I can see that this one I cut a little bit closer to the that piece that I told you cut the paper. See how this one has a little bit thicker border? It's because this piece right here, let me show you what I'm talking about. On this one, the piece was a little bit further away when I cut it, which is why it's thicker. This one, it was closer up to the die. So that's the only difference there. Isn't it so pretty though? I love it. And you can see it's a little bit different, the Designer Series paper on top. Isn't that stunning? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this card using the Floral Phrases Stamp Set and the Detailed Floral Thinlits dies. So anyway, thanks guys, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks. Bye.